When you smoke THC, you shut off your own energy. This is one of the main reasons why people get so caught up on THC, because it's smashing their joy factor. If you want to gain energy, start with your right nostril and you plug your left and you breathe in for 4 seconds, you hold it for 4 and you breathe out of your mouth. If you smoke and then you get anxiety right away, that's like, no, not for you. Most people don't have the ability to break down THC, let alone their own anandamide. If we cannot break down anandamide naturally, you get into these states of hyperactivity, these states of excess pain.
Sometimes you'll meet someone who smoke a lot of weed and they say, oh, it's for my anxiety, but you can tell that it's causing way more anxiety.
Where's sunscreen play a role in this? No sunscreen? Is it
No sunscreen. Your skin is toxic, so it's bringing this stuff up to the surface, so you're actually burning off the toxin.
What if you put a fresh baby in the sun?
They don't burn as easily.
If you'd like to donate any babies to the Two Fun Guys podcast, we are going to be doing some science experiments.
That's why when you smell cannabis, you can smell anything you want on the planet, basically. A lot of people talk about fascia. I'm sure you guys have heard about fascia and all this bullshit.
Every massage therapist is pissed right now.
Mushroom sauna hats.
Yeah, you get all three.
Check it out.
100% wool.
Oh my God, those are amazing.
DaniFontaine, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Rich and Ray from Wired ATX, those guys are doing really cool stuff with helping people's neurology from Parkinson's to athletes. But he was telling us that he was introduced to you and you've helped him quite a bit with terpenes. And he was like, I got to connect you guys. And having a conversation with you, I was like, we have to have you on the podcast. You have such a depth of knowledge that I've never come across anybody in this space when it comes to plants, endocannabinoid system, and working with cannabis. Because there's a lot of people who say it has benefits and it can help with this or that, but I don't feel like anybody really has a true deep understanding of how to utilize those things.
Very true.
And so I'm super excited to talk to you about this. But I'd love to know, first kind of tell us a little bit of your extensive, incredible background from naturopathic all the way through.
Wow, I just love helping people. I love helping the planet. And cannabis has been in my life since I was 12, okay? Came into my life, and I didn't know what an impact it was going to make in my total journey of life. But I started dabbling in it when I was like 12, started, illegally hustling a little bit when I was like 16.
Nice.
Allegedly.
Allegedly doing all of these things when I was younger. And 2008 came around, it became legal in Colorado. I'm a native from Colorado. And my dad was in the industry of his life doing those things and believed in me becoming an entrepreneur in the space. So he funded my way to get a license and to be able to kind of like start up my first batches. I hired my mom to be my chef, and we started an edible company in 2008. It was the second licensed edible company in the state of Colorado.
Wow.
This was like wild, wild, wild west. There was no laws at all. It was just starting to structure everything and started the industry. And from there just grew and have been in it ever since. In 2012, I'm sure you guys maybe or maybe not have heard of Chiba Chews.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Chiba Chews is like a very large edible company. They've been around for a very long time. We sold our IP to Chiba Chews in 2012 and got out of like the THC side of space. And then the plant decided to take us down the industrial aspect. So my dad and I actually got licensed with the first license to grow industrial hemp since the Prohibition.
Wow.
And we grew in Colorado and we expanded it to all over the world. We had like the largest industrial hemp company in the world for quite a few years and just really helped pioneer the space. Like did CBD genetics, I opened up a CBD spa, created all types of different products and white labeled products and helped people create their products. And I just was really focusing on product development and just how to create amazing products for people because the plant just kept bringing really sick people in my life that cannabis just was helping all of them. Everybody with every issue you could ever imagine, from genetic diseases to like late stage cancers, sent home on hospice, like everything that you could imagine came to my doors and was able to fix people. So I got curious and I was like, there's something going on more than just cannabis here. why does it work on everybody? And then it even got more interesting when I started changing the different strains, working with certain people, realizing that different terpene profiles was actually really what was the difference of the impact of how, like working with them. It wasn't THC potency or any other cannabinoid issue. It was really terpene driven. And I was like, this is interesting. And it took me down the rabbit hole of helping people with terpenes and going down that route and becoming more of a specific, I consider myself like a personalized medicine doctor, where I create personalized products and protocols for people based on their endocannabinoid system reading. And that's done through all different types of analytical testing, like saliva, blood, energy. And then I put all of that data together and create amazing things for people. And then that's kind of what I've evolved into over 20 years. But I've done a little bit of everything. I have owned quite a bit of different sectors in the industry, from genetics to processing facilities, manufacturing facilities, large grows. I mean, just like kind of the gauntlet of all of it, because it wasn't there. So like I just kept on developing, and I had my family that loved me and supported me, and they just came along with the ride. And so it just has been kind of a family business, and we've had a lot of impact. And yeah, I mean, there's so much to talk about.
Yeah, I mean,
you could go on for forever and ever.
Super entrepreneurial. Where did that come from?
So entrepreneurial is from my grandpa on my mom's side. Actually, my mom's whole side of the family is all entrepreneurs. Nobody's not an entrepreneur.
Wow.
So it just kind of, I think, just was bred in me. And then the hustling when I was younger, I was just like, I can do this. This is easy, you know? So I just kept on doing business. And then realizing, oh, okay, we can really impact large amounts of people, large amounts of land with just this plant. Let's hit it as hard as we can. And yeah, I have a company that's worldwide still, and we just keep growing and keep product developing. And my focus is going down teaching people about the endocannabinoid system, because there's a lot of, well, that's a very long rabbit hole, which we'll get down to, but it basically, they snuffed the whole medical industry and put all of the information of the endocannabinoid system into the other 11 biological systems. So we're all confused, and everybody thinks nervous system is homeostasis, and it's just not, you know? So we have an actual homeostatic system, and this system it's our ECS. And we should have called it something else. It shouldn't be called the endocannabinoid system, because it puts it in a box where people feel like only cannabinoids tend to this system. But it's really like our innate first signaling communication system that is, in my opinion, the most important biological system that we have.
Why do you think it was then called the endocannabinoid system? Because this is the rabbit hole I want to go down the most.
Yeah, so it's called that because the doctor who founded it in the 1960s, he was testing THC at the time. And so just like it was easy to call it cannabinoid because he was testing tetrahydrocannabidiol. So it was like, okay, might as well just call it cannabinoid, endocannabinoid, because it's an endogenous cannabinoid-based system. But over my 18 years of studying and actually like focusing in on what the system is, going through all the schooling to realize that it's not taught in the medical system, like at all. They don't even teach us minimal bits of it at all. It's, to me, was like the biggest cover-up in medical history, in my opinion. Like we have millions of doctors that have gone through this medical complex, this medical industrial complex, and none of them have been taught about the endocannabinoid system. So I wonder how are we functioning? Like how? I just like, to me it doesn't make any sense as to why we have degrees, why people are educating even anything that they're educating, because we're leaving out a whole biological system, and it's so important. And it's like cannabis was put on it as the showgirl. THC was put on as the showgirl, so people would just naturally be afraid of it. You know what I'm saying? So that they don't tend to it. So that we're not going down into our rabbit hole of figuring out homeostasis and actually figuring out, like, you could do nervous system stuff for forever and you'll never actually get balanced. But if you tend to the endocannabinoid system and the signaling issues and the lipid issues and the protein issues that are going on, you know, fix things all day long. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I think so many people still, I mean, because of this hijacking that you're talking about, know pretty much nothing about the ECS. And so can you give an overview of why it's so important and why is that maybe more is not the right word, but equally as important as like the nervous system, maybe more is the right word. Mm-hmm. Like, how is it actually working? Can you give us the scientific breakdown?
Yeah. So this is a bit of a deep dive, and I'll try and make it as easy as possible because it can get very scientific, okay?
No pressure.
It's very biochemistry driven, okay, because it's a part of our actual cell makeup. Mm-hmm. So we're made up of trillions of cells, right? From one cell, we have trillions of cells. When we're born with one, and then they replicate and keep going and going. Then we all of a sudden have a human body, and you're like, whoa. What's communicating this thing together? It's the endocannabinoid system. So on every cell, we have a lipid barrier, okay? This lipid barrier is a phospholipid barrier. Within that phospholipid barrier, we have protein receptors that sit in that barrier, okay? The endocannabinoid system is all functioning parts of that. So it is a protein receptor, it is part of the lipid messaging, and it's part of the enzyme digestion system. So it's like, but when I say that, it is the first on-demand, like it's the first thing that our body produces to then manage all of our hormones, neuropeptides, all the neurochemicals, just the transmitters, everything is secondary to these endogenous endocannabinoids and their receptors. So it's like the way that it communicates, the way that cell-to-cell information is shared is not emphasized enough, and this is where the lack of people being interested in the endocannabinoid system could really fall, because it's really like a biochemical construct that is a part of our cell makeup, that is a part of our lipid signal messages. It's a part of the first on-demand. When we on-demand anything, it's anandamide and 2-AG that come on. And then from there, we have all of the other hormones, neuropeptides, and neurotransmitters that then on-demand their balancing mechanism from that point on. But it's really anandamide and 2-AG that are endogenous. When we smoke THC, what's so interesting, and this is kind of a reason why they called this endocannabinoid system, is because when you smoke THC, you shut off your own anandamide. So it's endogenously shutting off our own natural production of anandamide. Anandamide is our bliss molecule. It's our joy. This is one of the main reasons why people get so caught up on THC. It's because it's smashing their joy factor. Mm-hmm. It's like literally coming in as a larger molecule, shutting off your own natural production, and then you have to somehow endogenously break down this molecule. In most people, because I genetically test people, most people don't have the ability to break down THC, let alone their own anandamide, which causes a whole line of downward issues. I mean, all types of issues. If we cannot break down anandamide naturally, we get into these states of hyperactivity, excitability, just excitatory. We're going into manic, bipolar. We're going into these states of just excess pain, too much production of something that can't be like broken down. Anandamide is the main manager of all of these, including dopamine, including glutamate, including serotonin. It modulates the production, all of that, based on its environmental factors. And so the ECS is taking in everything. It's not taking in just cannabinoids. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't even care if you get cannabinoids. It's constantly taking in your environment and then modulating your environment, your light factors, your sound, your taste, your smell, your touch. And then based on that, we have receptors based on all of our cells. Thousands of receptors per cell. But the main receptor that communicates from cell to cell to cell to cell is the CB1. And that is our endocannabinoid receptor, CB1. So how anandamide and 2-AG work with CB1, very genetic based. It's not the same for everybody. Not everybody produces the same and can break down the same. That's why my practice is very unique, is because then I go and test people's endocannabinoid systems. So we can figure out, oh, this person is producing this or they're not producing this endogenously. And then we know what to fuel them with. We know what to feed them with so that they actually get what they need to receive. Like a code, like a right code. Because all it is receptors are receiving codes. It's messages, it's electrical. It's not an actual image. You know what I'm saying? Everything is electrical magnetic. So it's an electrical signature, that's being sent. And if the signature doesn't get received properly, the code doesn't receive, it's like, shooting you off because I don't know what you are. You're going to go, and you're an invader, you're inflammatory at this point, So versus receiving it the proper way and actually digesting the chemicals properly.
So THC smoked is kind of a negative thing? Is that what you're saying?
Well, okay. No. And yes, it is for a majority of people, I would say. There are a lot of people, though, that have genetic mutations, okay? The genetic mutations require THC. So I have patients that I have worked with and have had for 15 years. They need high dose THC to function for motility. But take someone like me, even. I'm a good example. I have a mutation that actually doesn't let me process my own anandamide. So I can't process THC that well. So like high dose THC for me is like a no-go. It actually makes my body weaker, sicker, and more susceptible to illness because of that mutation, because I cannot break it down. So it depends on the person. And you would only ever know if you're pretty much like a constant user, or if you smoke and then you get anxiety right away. If you smoke and get that's like, no, not for you, But it also then depends on the terpene profile, because the terpenes could be the issue. The THC could not be the issue. It could be the combination of the terpenes with THC without CBD, because CBD then helps break down THC endogenously when combined. So there's so much science.
Yeah, there's so many factors.
There's so many factors. And then it's like individually.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that why sometimes you'll meet someone who's, I don't want to say addicted, but quote unquote addicted. Like they smoke a lot of weed all the time. And they say, oh, it's for my anxiety. But you can tell from the outside looking in that it's causing way more anxiety than it's actually fixing. Is this because, and not to put like a blanket term over it, but they're maybe like they're in the same boat where they're not breaking down their own anandamide, and so they're getting the anxiety from that. Well, some people can just smoke all day long and they're super high functioning because they're breaking down their own anandamide.
100%.
Okay.
Well, they're breaking down, yes, their own anandamide, but also the THC molecule.
Okay.
Because everything endogenously that we produce, we have to have an endogenous enzyme. Everything that we consume from the outside, we also have to have like a matching enzyme to it. THC's liver enzyme for us is called 11-OH-THC. So when we consume this, if we don't endogenously have this ATP ability to just on demand, this production,
Is that only when you eat it, though, or
No.
also when you smoke it, it also breaks through the liver?
This is that electrical signal.
Okay.
You smoke it, the signal goes. It's not like it actually has to modulate through the gut. It actually it's a signal form. So what's interesting, though, is THC. So let me back up. Terpenes can be smelled through olfaction, and they can activate your endocannabinoid system without cannabinoids. So just through smell, we can activate our endocannabinoid system with terpenes. How are we doing this? It's a big whole science thing also, but ultimately, when we consume the terpene, it sends this signal for us to convert the process into this channel opening of our cells to be able to receive information and to put information back out. Because what's interesting about the endocannabinoid system and its messaging system is it's a retrograde signaling system. So most messages go out. This one goes in and out of cell membrane. And that's like its job. Other ones are lucky if they get to do it. You're lucky if you get to go in and out. CBD, that's like its job, okay? Or CB1, it's its job. So there's a family of receptors that are in the endocannabinoid system. CB1 and CB2 are the main, but we have like a family of 7. Out of those family of 7, they manage the whole system. But they all have like little categories, like little areas that they kind of fine tune and specifically manage. You know, like it just is what it is. I mean, kind of how our liver manages a lot of our detoxing processes. It doesn't manage all of them. It's not the only thing that manages detox, but it's like the main vessel, you know? It's like ECS. Its main job is to communicate. Does a lot of other things, but its main job is communication. So it has to be able to go in and out and signal here and process this and digest that because that's its job.
Mm-hmm. So when you're testing someone's ECS, I'm curious of a few things. One, how are you doing it? Like, is it a blood test, muscle test? Mm-hmm. And then 2, what are common things that you see in, like, what would be some common test results and then the cures or the fixes to that you would see most commonly?
So it's interesting because everybody has at least 2. So I test, let me back up. I test based on blood test, saliva test, and bioenergy test. Okay. So I put 3 different tests together. The saliva test is testing your endocannabinoid production, how much endocannabinoids you produce, what your SNPs are, essentially. SNP is a single nucleotide polymorphism. It's a mutation in your gene expression, okay? So it's not a mutation in your gene, it's the expression,
You're bringing back all my freshman college genetics class.
Perfect. Great, wonderful. So you know exactly what I'm talking about. So
I would say exactly. But
yeah.
I remember certain terms.
Okay, cool. So you have these SNPs, okay? Everybody has them, and they manage all different types of expression. So, but for me, I measure it in a way where I'm understanding what people are able to break down and what people are not able to break down. So it's understanding pathways, it's understanding methylation, and it's understanding cell nutrition, okay? And basically understanding inside your cell how much minerals and how much, you know, you're deficient or how much you have of excess, whatever it is. Those are the 3 tests that I do. So then I put it all together and I come up with my with what is going on with the person. And so it really depends on each person. I mean, I've worked with thousands and I've worked with over 7,000 people. So it's like different with every single person.
When you test the blood and then the energy, how do those 2 tests work? Like, what are you looking for in the blood and then the energy test? How's that? What are you reading on that?
So with the program that I have, it actually measures your energy output, your joules.
Okay.
So I'm measuring joules, and that for me is equivalent to ATP. Mm-hmm. And so if someone, let's say, is very sick but they have a lot of joules, that's a blockage. There's something going on. We need to get the communication back on because they have the ATP. It's just not being directed properly. Okay? Unless someone comes to me and they're sick and dying, they have low joules. And their other tests are low too. Okay, well then clearly it's cell voltage and we need to up them. We need to get voltage up, and however way that looks for that person based on their reading is how we give it to them. So whether it be sound, light, terpenes, cannabinoid therapy, I mean there's so many different inputs, but my main 3 are light, sound, and smell. Those are my main 3 because everything else has to digest. The light, the sound, and the smell go straight to the neural pathways. It doesn't need any liver digestion. So you just go straight and you hit it, and depending on the concentration, you get done what you need to get done, in my opinion. So, I measure it, so I know I'm doing it right.
Is there common, like, all the people, is there common things people just are not doing when it comes to light and sound? Like, just, they're across the board, they're just, most people just aren't getting these things in general.
Morning sunlight. I mean, it's the main, like within the first 10 minutes of waking. So the circadian rhythm can be like, oh, okay, clocked time. See, this is what's interesting. That's the endocannabinoid system. People think that it's just your circadian rhythm. It's not. It is your endocannabinoid system because it's based on receptors, okay? So every cell has receptors, like I just said, thousands of them. The main one that's receiving inputs and communicating all the inputs to the next cell is the endocannabinoid system. In our photoreceptors, we have CB1 receptors that are modulating our photoreceptors, our opsins in our eyes. Okay, this is what's actually taking in light codes. So like the codes in here, I consider these false codes because it's not true light.
Mm-hmm.
So the codes that when we're sitting in here, what they're doing to our ECS is it's down-regulating our endocannabinoid system just by sitting here.
Wow.
Because the light codes we're not receiving them properly. The receptors are not taking in the information, digesting it, and properly sending it to where it needs to be. It's going, I don't know what's going on. I'm going to send you off, like I said, as an invader or an inflammatory, and there you go. That's kind of like the message that you're getting.
So it's actually negative.
Negative.
I can feel that, and I'm curious if some people are more sensitive to that than
Very
others,
much
because I'm
so.
super sensitive to light. Like the whole time we've been sitting here, I've been very annoyed by this.
Yeah, yeah, me
And I'm
too.
like, I wish I
usually
had
have
my
glasses.
fucking blue blockers. Over.
I usually do have my, they're probably in my sink, yeah. But I usually have my glasses because I'm very sensitive like you.
Mm-hmm.
I actually drive with mine because even my screen in my car messes with me. So
yeah,
like,
at night it's too
yeah,
bright.
yeah. So it definitely is tone. So when I studied light and color therapy, colors are so important in full spectrums. It's kind of like the same thing with like the cannabis plant. Full spectrum is so important. You know, one compound is, it's great, but like the whole spectrum is epic, you know? So we're looking for like full spectrum experience in life. We're not trying to have these, you know, singular experiences because yes, they can be good, but we get the most. Our body knows natural code, you know? It knows nature. It knows the full spectrum of things. Humans went and we started concentrating things down, you know, and we're the ones that are like dissected everything. Our natural codes, our natural endocannabinoid system, this system only knows base structural codes. It only knows light codes. It only knows proper waves that are coming into the ears. It only knows we have mechanoreceptors that, and our CB1 receptors and our PZO1 and 2 receptors that manage the pressure of our body. So like when we go from this room to the next room, it's a pressure change, whether we know it or not. Our body knows it because the receptors are attuning to its environment. So this room may be cooler than that room, you know? The pressure, the light, everything is different everywhere you go. And the main thing that's receiving this and communicating it is the endocannabinoid system. They just taught us that it was a cannabis-based system, again, really to push the narrative of THC and to basically run their propaganda scheme to make sure that nobody ever buys into ECS or cannabis-based medicines, when really 85% of all pharma medicines are targeting ECS. The ECS, the thing is I told you it's a protein receptor. So all receptors are proteins, okay? But certain ones are a bit more important than the others just because of its job, okay? This protein receptor, it's a GPCR, protein coupled receptor, okay? This is what it is. If anybody wants to go and do their research, please do. Go do your research. Look into the G protein coupled receptors because that is what the ECS is. It's not a cannabinoid-based system. It is a protein, enzyme, acid, fat-based system that is modulating and calculating us on such a minute level that, it's mind-boggling what it's doing at all times. It sits on the channel. It sits on ion channels. You may or may not know this, ion channels or not, but it sits on these ion channels within the cell membrane that open and close this door, essentially. And that's its job. That's how important this system is. It's much more than cannabis. I can't even compare it to calling it a cannabis-based system because it evolved and took in all of the codes first before our respiratory system, before our circulatory system, before our reproduction system. It put in the codes for it to be able to modulate what was going on. That's how important the system is. It's our main communicator. I don't think yeah.
Okay.
I don't think we would be alive without this system. Well, I know for a fact we wouldn't. It's the most important system.
Yeah. So light in the morning,
Yeah.
right? Is there a certain amount of time?
Yes, 10 to 15 minutes. Yeah.
Is it matter the time of day or is just when you wake up, whatever light is there?
Whatever light is there for 10 to 15 minutes, but then you want to reach like lux points because then the sun has like lux times throughout the day depending on, shadows and different types of clouds and things like this.
What is a lux point?
It's the potency.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like the concentration, I guess you could say, of it. So you want to have different concentrations of the sun throughout the day. And that really activates our keratinocytes. We have fascia fibroblasts. This is our main skin layer, but our receptors lay on those cells. So the receptors are what need the light, okay? Nudity is best to be able to receive all the codes.
Agreed.
Yes, agreed, of course. But so if we wanted to go outside first thing in the morning, fully covered up, great and everything, but ideally it's best with as much bare skin as possible. If anything, your palms. Your palms are very important.
Our neighbors are going to be real excited about our new routine.
They're going to see some buttholes.
Yes.
We're going to do some perineum setting.
Dude,
Actually,
I
what
would.
are your thoughts on perineum setting?
I think it's the best.
Great.
Yeah.
Why
I think
is it the
girls
best?
and boys should do it.
Yeah.
Oh, because we have receptors. So I look at everything as like a receptor integration.
Yeah, they're like little satellites. It's like
Yes.
you got to feed them.
You do.
And they're all over, so why wouldn't you feed
By the
wherever
trillions.
they are? Yeah.
By the trillions. And not only are they in us, but they're outside of us. So this is my system.
Outside of us?
Yeah. Because we have an auric field,
Nice.
okay? So the auric field is our electromagnetic holder space, okay? Everyone has it. We're actually all in each other's bubbles right now, currently.
Get out of my fucking bubble.
Yeah, we're always in each other's bubble right when we're next to each other. So, and this is how people can sometimes dysregulate each other, is just by being in each other's bubbles and just like sitting in the room with each other. Now, in these bubbles, they're usually about 8 to 12 feet around, okay? This, in my opinion, is based on your joules and or your ATP. So if you have a lot of energy or if you're doing a lot, the field is expanded. If you're more deficient, if you're not feeling so great, blah, 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 it's a little bit more, in, a little bit more depressed. In this field, we have to be able to receive codes because it's not like the physical form is the only thing that receives codes. We actually have 11 other bodies layered outside of the physical one. The physical one's the tiniest, densest one out of all the bodies. So all these other bodies have receptors in them also. We just can't physically see them. They're called plastic and plasmic receptors, okay? This plastic for plasticity and plasmic for plasmic, okay, plasma. This is what's outside of us. And from my studies, I've actually, from like 12 feet away, kind of measured the amount of receptors that we have coming in. We have trillions and trillions upon trillions upon trillions of receptors. The further out is the less dense, and the more towards us, it actually becomes us. Does that make sense? So that's what's going on.
When you say codes, can you elaborate on that? Because I feel like the word codes has been kind of overused by like the pseudo-spiritual community in a lot of ways, and then it's lost some of the meaning. So at least to me, I'm curious, like, what is the definition actually when you say codes?
For me, it's like the light form, the geometric shape, and the vibration
Okay.
put together to make up what it is, the code. So like, I like to give an example. Let's say the sun is shooting out a triangle, okay? We want to receive the triangle. If this light, instead of it being a regular triangle, it's upside down triangle. So it's a false code because it's not the natural form of light.
Like a square peg in a round hole situation.
Exactly.
And then you have to process it, and it's more work.
Well, if you can even.
Okay. So so under a lot of false light could make you very sick.
Very sick, stagnant is what I would like to say, because when you don't have the ability to convert the code, okay, so from whatever form it is into a biochemical process, it becomes stagnant. It's a stagnant form. So it's, in my opinion, going and stacking on your cells.
Like a senescent cell, almost?
Yeah. So it's just stacking and stacking, and then eventually that cell, because the receptors sit on the cell, the receptors get covered, and its ability to receive the code is like meshed, So you can't really receive what it is. So it goes to the next one. And then eventually this one gets covered. We have trillions and trillions of cells. So we have a lot of opportunity to mess up this life. But if we have some genetic issues, it could speed up that process of not being able to receive properly. You know?
It's like a bunch of windshields getting super
100%.
muddy up. They
Period.
can't receive, you can't see anything.
Yep.
Oh, so the lux parts, what are the different lux points that are important?
300, 500, 1,000, 10,000.
And those are like, you want different lux throughout the day?
You do.
Each one does different things?
They do, yeah, because they present a different light, like a different spectrum.
Okay.
So, like, full spectrum is great. We want as much spectrum experience as possible in its fullest form as possible.
That's why when you spend like a whole day outside when you're like camping, you feel so amazing by the end of the day.
Oh, you feel so good.
Yeah.
And you sleep good.
Oh,
Everything's
yeah.
awesome.
Everything's amazing.
Everything's great.
You're back to the way your body wanted to be.
Yeah, because that's the natural code. Those are the natural rhythms that your body and that your endocannabinoid system can actually process and digest. It can actually receive on ion channels to be able to process and convert into an experience. You know, because we ultimately get stagnant in our experience, you know, ultimately, because we're not receiving life properly, is how I like to look at it.
What's that time of day where the sun's, it's like slightly rising, it creates that kind of purple hue? Is that, does that have a certain name? It's like the beginning and end of the day?
You know, I don't know the name, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like helps
Yes.
produce melatonin?
Yes, it does.
Right, and in the
And
infrareds?
that's because your melanocytes, but this is because your CB1 receptors. So all cells, you guys, every cell has these receptors on them. If you could do any research you want to, please do. It's on every cell. So whatever your specialty, whoever's, you know, looking or listening to this, and whatever, you know, your interest is, look into receptors with the endocannabinoid system based on whatever you're interested in. And you'll find it. It's there. I mean, there's millions of studies on this system. They just suppressed it and then pushed it into all these other biological systems to make us wonder how to ever heal ourselves. Because we're all just running around in circles until we figure out this last biological system. And then when we have it, it's like, it's a perfect connector. It's a perfect dot connector, because understanding people's SNPs and being able to understand the jewels and being able to understand, you know, the deficiencies, then you can really help someone out. You're not just throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping that it sticks. Like, oh, just take this. Like, try it out. Peptide this. But like, dude, no way, please. Don't throw peptides. Like, no peptides, please, you know?
So, real quick, where's sunscreen play a role in this? No sunscreen? Is it
No sunscreen.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No,
I'm
no.
on team no sunscreen.
No.
I am too.
I've always
it
been
just
team
comes
no
down to being not burned, right? Is that
Well-
just don't get burned?
Well, yeah, I mean, the only reason why it burns is because of toxicity, is because your toxins, your skin is toxic, so it's bringing up this stuff up to the surface, so you're actually burning off the toxins.
Or you're like 10,000 feet up?
You're still burning.
Where do those
Your
toxins
still
come
burning
from?
Liver, essentially. I mean,
Is that like accumulated over time, though?
Oh yeah.
What about a baby? What if you put a fresh baby in the sun?
I mean, they don't burn as easily. Honestly,
Really?
They really don't.
All right. Well, if you'd like to donate any babies to the Two Point Guys podcast, we are going to be doing some science
There's some
experiments.
science experience. They don't burn as easy as human or like kids or teens or full blown adults.
Interesting.
Babies have such a strong endocannabinoid system because it is not being affected by their environment or by their inputs just yet. We affect our ECS through environmental inputs and just natural, like what we feed ourselves and what we think. So this is impacting the ECS. It may sound very nervous system-like, it may sound whatever system-like, it really is innately endocannabinoid system. This is what's originally being thrown off, is the ECS and its base function and its base processes. So, yeah.
There's so many directions I want to go with this.
Well-
go ahead.
So I was curious, what do you think about like infrared saunas, red light? Is that just a product of people trying to pick the thing they think is beneficial and taking it out of nature, and they're missing the benefits of just being outside in the sun more often?
Yeah, I mean, I think that we've come to like a very fast living type of lifestyles that everybody just wants convenience and nobody's really willing to like do the work and go on a hike, you know, for 4 hours. They want to go for an hour, take some pictures and post it and be like, oh my God, I did it. You know, like, no, you know, we're so off of life, our natural of life. It's so bizarre that we are able to do what we do, honestly. It's impressive. It shows how intelligent our bodies are. It shows how intelligent our energies are, that we just keep throwing all this crazy shit at us and we just still keep living. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, how unnatural environments that we're in and we're still alive.
Oh, it's impressive.
You know, we just get consistently more used to it. Not like our body isn't on a core level, but our brain, we just tell ourselves we're used to it while we just get sicker and sicker.
And that's exactly the issue is like our body is suffering and our brain is over here just like stoked.
It's like, well, I can scroll and get my dopamine on
So
TikTok,
stoked.
so I'm fine.
So stoked. Yeah, well, I'll watch all the video, you know, and it's like the blue light, yeah, it's so unnatural to our natural rhythm. I really am impressed that we as humans have gotten this far in life, especially without knowing the endocannabinoid system. That is mind-boggling to me, the fact that we, again, have a whole medical system. I mean, and this is what's crazy is the system intentionally created these pharma drugs to suppress 85% of the endocannabinoid system's functioning. 85% of it. Statins, ECS crasher, all of them, everything that you could think of is just smashing this system because it's the innate signaling communication system.
Yeah, I feel like that's how most pharma drugs are made. It's acting on receptors. It's either like stopping a receptor or making a receptor more active.
It is.
And receptors are all endocannabinoid systems, is what you're saying. So.
Not all receptors, but the main communication of them. So we have thousands of different types of receptors. Thousands of different types of receptors. We have everything from the vibrational ones, so like when you touch someone, just that, piezo 1 and 2 mechanoreceptor CB1. Those are 4 different receptors going off, receiving this to no pressure, time, location, and it's sending this from your knee to your brain so you know what's going on. That's your ECS, okay? But out of the piezo 1, 2, and mechanoreceptors in the CB1 is taking piezo 1, 2 mechanoreceptor information, taking all the data, and sending it to the next cell. The CB1 is the signal communication. It's the main data collector. Just like cannabis out here in the world, it's the main data collector of terpenes, so it's out here absorbing all of the aromatics. That's why when you smell cannabis, you can smell anything you want on the planet, basically, from garlic to sweet to sour to anything you could imagine. It's a data collector. We are data collectors. So we're just collecting data and transmuting it. That's literally what we're doing.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's our similarities between the ECS and cannabis. And that's there's a lot of similarities between the plant and the system, but it's not a cannabis-based system.
Where does sound now play a role in balancing the system?
So sound is really amazing because, well, it's one of the main pathways to get to us without having to digest through the liver. So we feel it immediately. It gets us exactly what we need, and we can fine-tune it based on either tone location or like full body. So like we can do like a measurement point and like stick you with like a zzz right here, or we could do your whole body in like a vibroacoustic way. It just depends on like what we're trying to get to. Most people that have really high like just nervous system, anxiety, different types of, heavy sympathetic issues, vibroacoustic full body is phenomenal for people like that. They really have amazing results because their body, it's attuning to all the receptors. You get what I'm saying? It's not just tuning to here and having to hope the message get through. It's tuning to all the receptors because you're feeling it vibrationally,
Have you ever
the whole body.
seen those biomats, the one that they like vibrate? What do you think of those?
Yeah, I have one.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's called a bioharmonic vibroacoustic sound bed.
Cool.
And I use that in my sessions. So
Nice.
I activate people with terpenes and cannabinoids before they get on the sound, and that extra integrates the sound because they work hand in hand, because opening up your ability to receive sound via terpenes and or cannabinoids helps you receive it better, because some people have blockages.
Interesting. What do you think of their mat that has the copper and the amethyst and the infrared? Do you think that's an important tool that you can also use, or?
I mean, I think that it's a cool tool.
Does does PEMF play a role in any of this with like opening up the channels or not? What do you think about that?
I mean, I like
Sound.
I like sound, but I also like more data to understand how to direct things.
Got it.
So, like, I would want to understand what's really going on with this person.
Yeah.
You know, do they really need the sound, or is it just kind of like fluff for them? You know, are we just fluffing their system, or are we actually impacting their system?
Interesting.
Because fluffing, everybody fluffs. We all fluff each other. We all fluff ourselves. It's pretty easy.
Brent fluffs me all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you. Okay?
Pre-podcast ritual.
So we all fluff, but to actually impact, you know, and to actually have it become an experience on a cellular process, this depends on the person's genetics. I could never, at this point in my practice, because I've tested so many people, I just can't even really advise anything, because
Yeah, it makes sense.
because how I see it is, well, if it's not for them, it's not for them.
Yeah, you can't give a diagnosis without the data.
Yeah, and you can't really, like, I don't really believe in diagnoses. I just believe out of coherence. You know, I just believe in coherence or out of coherence, homeostatic or not. You're just either there or you're not. And homeostasis is funny because people feel like, oh, homeostasis is like a destination goal point. It's actually like this flux point that we want to be able to pop in and out of, because it's our homeostatic zone. It's a zone that we want to understand, like our body dynamics are like, oh, this is balance. This is what balance feels like, you know, versus like this heavy sympathetic or under parasympathetic toning, which that's nervous system. And ECS, we would call it high ECS tone or low ECS tone. So understanding, you know, words and phrases too, you can kind of start dissecting from other biological systems what's going on with the endocannabinoid system.
So I really want to get into, if you can share a couple stories of people you've worked with, because I think examples of someone coming in, being in a certain state,
Totally.
tests, and then the protocols you did would be really interesting.
Cool. Yeah. So I'll use a few examples. I'll use a couple genetic mutation cases, and then I'll use some just regular cancer autoimmune. Okay? So one patient of mine has a genetic disease called the sonic mutation. I'll say right now, he actually passed away last year, but not from anything other than the medical system not giving him oxygen, actually.
Oh, wow.
Had nothing to do with like anything else other than that. But he used to, I met him when he was about 10, maybe 8, actually. He was having 500 seizures a day. He was born with 2 faces, the mutation. So he had his 2 faces and lots of neurological issues, mainly driven towards seizures and just total functioning. Okay, he was having 500 seizures a day, and we got him to under 95% reduction for 15 years, just by using cannabinoids. And he required high THC. There's another disease, genetic mutation disease called Rett disease, that also requires high THC. I work with a little girl. She just turned 14. I met her when she was 2. And she's actually the girl that I studied on to realize terpenes. We went through different profiles and different strains, because some strains were helping her sleep and some weren't. And I was like, this is interesting because it's just THC. But this was like in 2010, and I was just beginning, and I was like, had no clue what I was doing. I was just like, the plant was just telling me information, channeling through. It's just like Dropbox information. I was like, okay, boom, 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 boom. Whatever I need to do, I did it exactly to a T. And so she needs, the little girl that has Rett, she needs high T to be able to function. If not, she loses the ability to swallow. She loses the ability to walk. She loses the ability to cognitively be aware. So that's one with her with 2 high THC cases. Someone that has had cancer. I've worked with thousands of people with cancer. I usually get 10 to 20 per week.
Wow.
And there's a lot of them. But so one of my favorite ones, because everybody usually becomes a friend of mine eventually, a gentleman beat his stage 4 sinonasal carcinoma in 4 months.
Wow.
Just by smelling terpenes.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. Do you think, well, I guess maybe this is per case, but let's say cancer, do you think more of the healing benefit is from the terpenes or from the THC? Or is it very much dependent on the person and their cancer?
Exactly.
Okay.
Dependent on the person and the cancer and the dosage and the consistency that they're being and using. Because, yeah, it's very vast. It's very vast. And I wouldn't, in my practice now, I wouldn't give anybody anything unless I knew their SNPs directed towards cancer, because the SNPs have such a heavy impact towards how cancer is working in your body, that it's one of my bigger views to focus on, is like, oh, okay, so you have this mutation, clearly this is causing this downward stream effect, this is causing this effect, and blah, 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 blah. That's kind of how I see it when I test the SNPs, is I see what's going on, and I'm like, of course you're that way, you know? So I'll give you an example. I test someone's SNPs, and they can't break down an anandamide, okay? So they have this FAAH enzyme issue, a mutation that they cannot produce FAAH, okay? This means that their anandamide is just kind of running rampant, okay? It has no ability to break down. The way it's resulting in this gentleman is he's in constant pain all the time. He was in a little bit of constant pain, but then he had a car accident, and it turned this expression up, okay? So in my opinion, it turned the expression on. Like, so people can be born with mutations and not ever experience the expression of what it's happening to them until an extreme event happens. Trauma event, a car accident, an emotional something, and it turns this on. A jab, that's been really affecting people a lot, has been getting the jab, and it's turning these gene mutations.
A certain jab.
And it's turning them on. It's like amplifying things very quickly. Especially if you have these SNP mutations that are going to be impacted even more because of that, you know? So that it's one of the biggest things that I think in the health realm right now is people's lack of knowledge and lack of understanding mutations, and just endogenous, just like it is what you were born with, and based on your environment, based on what you're feeding yourself, depends on if this gene mutation is active or not, pretty much.
Can you
know?
tell if it's active?
You can tell if it's active. Okay. So, like I have another client, she had her thyroid removed. Pretty impactful, getting your thyroid removed. She has SNPs. You shouldn't have removed that thyroid with those SNPs. Do you know what I'm saying? You basically killed this girl in real time, and now she's struggling full time because of the SNPs that she had, her ability to not be able to digest a lot of different processes and enzymes. Then you hit her with a huge surgery. Of course, she's never going to really ever be able to heal from that. You know what I'm saying? It's like you just... So I feel like, you know, if the doctor or the surgeon had known SNPs before, they maybe would have not given her the thyroid surgery. They maybe would have prevented it and put her on some other things, or tried diet, lifestyle changes, and things like this. But, you know, a lot of the times we remove things without realizing our natural mutations and how shitty it's going to be afterwards.
So the terpenes that you used to help with his nasal cancer?
Yeah, sinonasal carcinoma.
What was the blend or the terpenes you used? And when you smell, are they getting THC too, or it's just terpenes, right?
Just terps.
Yeah.
So I have 2 companies. I actually brought some products for you guys. I have a CBD-based company called Nature's Root, It was the first CBD company in the CBD industry. As I told you guys, we were the first ones that started the growing of it. So we had no buyers the first crop. So I was like, oh, crap, can't let this just fail, because we had like so many interviews going and like so many people on the news and stuff following our story. I was like, oh, my God. So we just came up with Nature's Root. And then from there, we started a spa and blah, blah, blah. But with Nature's Root is the CBD. And then I have Better Aromatherapy, which is just terpene-based. I started Better when COVID hit, because the markets took such a heavy crash that I figured, oh, I could sell terpenes worldwide. There's no restrictions. And I get just as big of impact, and I can affect the endocannabinoid system without cannabinoids, you know? So that was kind of my play as to why I started a terpene-based company.
Cool.
And we can totally try some.
Yes,
Let's try them live.
Do you want to? Cool.
Yeah, definitely.
One thing that's very special about cannabis and us is our intelligence, you know, and cannabis, all plants come here they're here for a purpose. They are, especially the grandmaster plants and the master plants. These are psychedelics. People would like to look at these. There's only two, in my opinion, grandmaster plants, or grandmaster entities, I guess you could say, which would be cannabis and mycelium. They're really like the most intelligent, and this is collectively, this is for the planet, this is for the beings on the planet, because they've been with the planet longest, you know. Then you have all these other amazing master plants that have great forms of psychedelic therapies, have great forms of medicinal and herbal therapies, but they're not here for the planet the way that mycelium and cannabis are here for the planet's evolution, because the planet is evolving also.
Can you describe what that means more? Like, they're here for the planet and the other ones are here for good times?
Well, they're here for...
like ayahuasca, for example.
They're here to remind us.
Okay.
Yeah, they're reminders.
Okay.
They're not doers the way that cannabis and the way that mycelium are doers, the way that they work for the environment, the natural planetary environment, and then our endogenous environment. They just don't, there's no comparison. I've been waiting for people to bring me other plants, and I always on podcasts, they bring them to me. People, if you're out there, come and meet me. No one's come to me just yet with any plant with as much either intelligence or impact than cannabis and mycelium for the planet, and then for the humans and the beings on it. All things with spines, essentially. So and the purpose for the mycelium, its purpose here is to basically be the constant, okay? It's here to just be this constant flow of expression, breaking down. This is what it does, okay? Putting things together, dot connecting, you know, new pathways. It's like this network of constant. Cannabis is here for a balancing mechanism. This is why it's also our homeostatic system, okay? And how it works in our body is it balances us, unlike any other plant. And it has all of the compounds to balance us if we know how to apply them properly. And THC is not the one that we actually need to focus on. We should focus on all of the fats and the proteins and the enzymes, the terpenes. These are what really impact us on like a very deep level, you know, like a functioning level. THC is great. It's what a beautiful thing, but it didn't come here. It's not here to be like a masculine, feminine balance. The plant of cannabis, the whole essence of it, is it's a masculine and feminine plant. So it's a hermaphy, and so it's out here representing the masculine and the feminine, but it's balancing the two in between, because it's here to bring us into a homeostatic balance. The way that it helps the planet with the soils and the skies, it's balancing the two in between, you know? So that's how cannabis impacts us energetically, is through this way of balance. And and it can impact us in a way of balance. Mycelium can impact us in a way of being able to network and connect and grow and break things down and reestablish and renew again. It's like that's, and the two together are like our base, you know, out here for the planet, and then also for all the beings that come on it.
When you say proteins and fats, are you using the plant in a way that you're ingesting it and getting those things from it?
Yeah.
And how do you have people do that?
Through the seed.
Okay.
Yeah, so I work with all aspects of all aspects of the plant.
Okay,
So
interesting.
the fats and the enzymes, and I'm actually developing a whole.
Like teas? Could you do teas?
You could do teas.
Okay.
But it's really more so
The actual
focused
seed.
on the seed and the fats and the lipids. You know, that lipid is because our membrane is a phospholipid barrier. So cannabis provides this amazing lipid for us to be able, when we consume it, just goes straight to the cell, and it knows the code. You know, because we've been consuming it for a very long time.
Do you know the lipid profile? Is it
The
like
lipid
omega
profile.
3, 6? Look.
It's a perfect ratio. Yeah, of omega of the omegas. It's a perfect
So
ratio.
could you get cooking oil with it?
So
Or it doesn't do well with high temp? Or
yeah, so hemp seed oil is more of the ones you'd want to like put on after the cooking. You don't really want to heat it up.
Garnish oil.
Yeah.
like olive oil? Yeah.
Yeah, it's more of like an after, or just like take a little teaspoon of it, you know, type thing.
When you're consuming that, do you really need to look at people's genetic profiles or is that like a food or like a superfood you can just kind of consume?
It is a superfood you can just totally consume. My dad actually is just now starting a business that is fully focused on hemp seeds, hemp protein, and hemp oil, along with flax. But it's regenerative organic certified. It's called Rock Hemp. And it's the cleanest. It's actually been profiled to be tested as like the cleanest hemp on the planet. Has nothing bad in it at all. And it has very little flavor and or taste, unlike most hemp seeds or hemp proteins. It's very kind of not fantastic flavoring. It's like kind of earthy, fishy at the same time. Kind of gross. But this stuff tastes absolutely amazing. And our goal is to really push that. That's one of the products that we're releasing to help people really start getting into their endocannabinoid system balancing so that their total functioning is being supported, and not just the signals, but the membrane, because a lot of us are dehydrated because of cell membranes, and they're not structured properly. They're weak, so we're not able to receive water properly, and a lot of that has to do with the ability of our lipid membrane, because it's so weak, it can't structurally hold this receptor to receive the information properly. So it's kind of like miscommunicating. You know what I'm saying? Oh, help me!
Super interesting. I'm curious, where are your thoughts on mushrooms and where they come from originally? Do you have a theory on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that all forms of beings that we have here have been brought here intentionally. I have two theories. They've either been brought here intentionally, or we had an amazing bacteria that has such high intelligence that it's evolved. So there's two different perspectives that my mind always goes to, because we just live in such a vast reality, we could really never imagine what it is.
Yeah.
And it could be actually all the things that we imagine, honestly, at the same time. So it just depends.
So it's like an alien, kind of.
For sure, but 100%, it's a entity. You know, it's a consciousness. Just like we have our vessel, it has its vessel, but it's family of vessels. You know, like we're humans, that is mycelium, that is cannabis. It's a family. It's like an entity of consciousness that's just here to share and remind us and establish and protect and provide.
Yeah, mushrooms are the shit.
Yeah.
They are. We're mushrooms.
Yeah.
We're just big mushrooms.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and endocannabinoid system.
Do mushrooms and fungi also have an ECS?
Well, they work perfectly within it. So cannabis and mushrooms are like besties, is like how I like to look at them out in the world. And
We were just talking about this on the way over here.
they're besties.
We were like, yeah, because neither of us really like to smoke weed anymore, but
Yeah.
we're like, if we take mushrooms, we love smoking weed.
They're besties.
They go together hand
Well,
in hand.
and endogenously, they work, when you take them together, they actually work better in the system. Yeah, it's just, I mean, if you could think of like little messenger codes, they're just, anytime we take them, they're reminding us inside how to function. Like, it just goes in as like the reminder of like, okay, calcium, receive. Okay, sodium, no. You know, it's like, it tells you what to do and what not to do, literally. And that's the intelligence of them, because they've evolved. They know us better than anything, in my opinion, because they've been watching us, essentially, evolve. They've been watching human beings evolve. They've been here much longer than we have, you know, much, much longer.
So I know we're going to get into the terpene stuff in
Yeah.
a second, but most plants have a terpene profile, right? All plants. Do fungus and mushrooms also, or no? They do.
Yes.
Okay, interesting.
So terpenes don't have to smell.
Okay.
So terpenes are like amino acids in a way. They're structure. Okay, so like they're chains. So amino acid chains, under 100 amino acids would be considered, under 100 chains as peptides. Over 100 chain links, consider proteins. Okay. Same thing with terpenes. We got 1 to 12 chains. What family is it? Is it a monoterpene? Is it sesquiterpene? Is it a diterpene? You know, like which terpene is it? Will be what family it kind of lies under, but not all of them smell. Actually, a majority of them don't. And only this much of them cross the blood-brain barrier.
So some are specific to actual smelling, and the rest are ingested.
The rest are ingested or just experience.
Or do you also give some of the ones that don't smell as a smelling terpene, because the human
Yes.
brain is still perceiving it even if you're not smelling a smell?
Yes,
Cool.
and we'll there's one of them in here that will smell, and you'll be like, oh, interesting,
Because it doesn't smell like anything.
because it doesn't smell like anything, but I added a profile to it
Oh.
to make it smell.
Okay.
Yeah, otherwise, you wouldn't really be smelling anything. It would just be very neutral, and that is specifically to trigger our CB2. So CB2, we have CB1 and we have CB2. Certain things turn CB1 on and turn CB2 off. Same thing. It's the same thing. It antagonizes or agonizes it. So depending on what we're smelling will depend on what receptors we're activating, also depending on your SNPs. So like you smelling limonene, and me smelling limonene, different results in all three of us based on our SNPs, period. It's no other reason other than that. That is just what that is. Can you digest that? Do you have the endogenous compound to produce it right now? You get what I'm saying? Who would know? Unless we knew your SNPs.
Unless you tested us.
Exactly. You know? So, but then that would then be based on how you actually receive the terpene. Do you feel it, or is it just going in and like trying to like unravel proteins and unmesh receptors? So that's its job, so you can eventually receive. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what's going on.
You said digest, but also experience. What do you mean experience, other than smell, digest, and
Visual.
Okay.
Yeah, visual experience, visual expression, touch.
Of the terpenes.
Yep.
Can you describe what that means?
So some of the most beautiful plants, like tropical plants you've ever seen, have terps, but they don't smell. I wish I knew the name of this plant off the top of my brain. It's brain farting me right now. But it's this like beautiful, almost like looks like a pineapple, and it's red, and it's like spiky, has no smell, but has a load of terpenes in it. And that's just because terpenes are hydrocarbon molecules. They're all things we smell, taste, and eat. They're in our shit. They're in our flowers. They're in our food. They're in the grass. They're in wheat. They're literally, it's just a hydrocarbon molecule.
Is there a certain terp when you cut grass and it has that fresh smell? Is that
Yeah.
a very specific terp? Because that smells so good.
Yeah. So
If you could put that in a bottle.
we could make it up, but it's a lot of like pinene. So pinene and limonene have grasses and trees. They're abundant in grasses and trees, pinene and limonene.
That's what makes certain weeds smell very like
You could call it
Yeah.
dad's.
piney and earthy and
Yeah, totally. And like
evergreeny.
And like from the pine tree, it's loaded with pinene,
Yeah.
you know, A and B. But it also has limonene, it has linalool. It just depends on the pine environment. Where was that pine? Is it here or is it in Colorado, or is it, you know, in Southern California? Where is the pine? Then it depends on the terpenes that are based around that area that pine has over time put into its system.
Right. Yeah, I noticed that
Collected.
rosemary here in Texas smells extremely different from rosemary in Washington.
Completely.
Yeah, and I don't like it down here.
So do you
It's completely different. And that's because the environmental
Yeah,
factors.
totally different terpene profile.
Just completely.
So do you think based on someone's genetics and SNPs, you could recommend certain forests to go bathe in?
100%.
That's
Ooh,
fucking
it's like
cool.
astrocartography, but
Yeah,
based
100%.
That's so
terpene profile.
fucking cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to know the best forest for me.
Yeah, because there's certain ones like
Yeah, we
you're
totally
just
could.
in them and you're like, this feels so good.
No, you totally could.
Yeah.
Yeah, easy. Because I do that with terpenes. You know, I create profiles.
Yeah. Because you're getting the light.
And then you
you're
just
getting
find which forest has the highest concentration of those terpenes.
100%. Yeah.
We
and-
have to
and
do this.
We have to do it.
Yeah.
I have to do that.
Episode 2.
New business model.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, that is very cool. That is very cool.
Yeah,
It
and
would
then you
be
could
a
have
very
festivals
wonderful-
based on everybody's got the same
Snips.
profile. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
like, we're all meeting together. Giant
That's
snip
so
meetups.
Seriously, I'm serious.
That sells
the
me to
new-
really want. I mean, I already wanted to get tested for all these
Yes.
different things, but that's like
Oh, you could totally.
because now you're like, yeah, you're getting it all from nature, and that's the best.
It is. And then you also know based on your SNPs, like what you can eat and not eat based on your genetics. Like,
Cool.
so you could do just basic genetic testing and understand like what blood, it's called blood typing. Okay. So everybody can blood type. You can just order a blood type test and test your blood at home and be like, oh, I'm A plus or I'm, you know, O positive. And based on your blood type, you can start refining what is good for you. Okay. You can start refining, oh, okay, my body is good with this type of consumption or this type of consumption. When you start being more specific with the SNP testing, you get to exactly what you want to go to. Like you figure out exactly what you want to know. There's no deeper dive than SNP testing. It is the deepest dive.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I wish more people would acknowledge it. You know, a lot of people feel like genetics don't matter. They do. It's not a permanent, this is who you are, your genetics. It really helps you understand the basis of like how things function in your body. And you can always change the expression. That's the greatest thing about epigenetics is being able to change this expression based on environmental inputs, you know, and inputs. It's just like, okay, we can totally change our body and our lives, but we have to know what we're changing.
Yeah.
How the fuck you know what you're going to, how do you know what you're going to change?
Yeah.
You can swear.
Can? Okay.
much
Bit
as
of
you
a sailor. Thank you. I've been holding back. No.
Say whatever the fuck you want.
Okay, all right, good. But it just makes no sense to me how people are taking anything. It just, it doesn't make any sense.
So, okay, real quick. On that topic, what are your thoughts then on CRISPR?
Oh, okay.
To like, completely change your to change your genetics, because you're kind of doing that already with like editing the genetic profile in some way or like working with it. Yeah, I'm just curious your opinion on.
Well, I've worked with
Full
CRISPR.
editing.
I've worked with CRISPR with plant genetics.
Okay.
With CBD genetics. There was actually a time where we were producing so much CBD seed that Monsanto actually came up and tried to swoop up the company.
Of course they did.
Yeah.
Which is now Bayer for everybody.
Which is now Bayer, yeah.
Be aware.
But they ended up going to another smaller company that basically stole everybody's genetics and partnered with them.
Wow.
Great people teaming up with great people. But yeah, so the CRISPR technology, I mean, what's interesting is phenotypes, okay? Phenotypes F1, F2, F3. The first beginning is the most unique, and then you get, the more down the line, you get more solidly structured, okay? So like, it's like having a baby that is randomly, yes, we have a baby, great baby, versus going and planting the baby, the CRISPR baby. You want blue eyes, you want blonde hair, you want this personality, you want him to have this type of expression. Like, it's all great for whoever wants it to be for. For me, it's very not natural. It's something that, like, yes, we can create beautiful codes. Yes, we can create beautiful forms of stuff. But is that going to be natural and reproduce naturally after it?
Oh, yeah.
Most of the time, it doesn't. So, like, if you do a CRISPR, the plant form will be great for, like, a few life cycles. Then it starts crashing.
Right. Because you messed with the code.
Because you mess with its innate code.
Yeah.
So I
Interesting.
feel like humans will probably do the same thing.
Likely. You make a
Most
designer
likely.
baby, and then, like, that one's just going to... Yeah, it's like dog breeding. It's going to get
person's
really weird
baby,
later.
Yeah, like that genetic baby.
Like Labradoodles.
Grandbaby would have a lot of discoherences based on you specifically designing it to be unnatural.
That's kind of
Labradoodle humans.
ironic. You'd make the perfect, quote unquote, perfect human.
Yeah.
And then it would just get totally fucked up down the line.
Totally.
That's a pretty apt thing for humans.
You're just
to
doing
do. I feel like
CRISPR.
humans would do that.
You're doing CRISPR on the deeper part, like taking what you have and then turning on and off and making what you already have optimized.
Or just bringing in something completely new. I mean, you know, when we were doing our genetics, there weren't really high CBD genetics out there. This was many years for us to be able to develop genetics that we could farm across state lines that was under 0.3 THC. You know, and after X amount of different types of cycles out there, if you're not keeping your mom, okay, the original mom that had the original source code, all the others are going to be weaker parts of the mom, you know? So our goal is to create lots of moms so that those are stable, and then we keep producing the moms. We don't get to the babies too much, because if we get to the babies too much, it's going to be...
It's like a one-off?
Our crops aren't going to produce as much. They're, you know, the variations aren't going to be the same, but we want mom, you know? That's the same thing with, like, mother and father. You would want the mother and the father. You know, you want the structural code to continue to create. You don't...
Yeah, just like when breeding animals.
Yeah, we've just seen the plants not do so well long term when you breed them and you put in things that are not originally a part of its genetic code. It doesn't end up working. But if it's the line that it came from and you're just changing the line that it came from, it'll stay forever. You get what I'm saying?
Kind of.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Like if you change the germline?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So does that make sense?
I guess what you're saying is if you change the germline, if you CRISPR the germline, that mutation will stay forever.
Yeah.
Through all the different babies.
What's the germline?
Germline is like the cells that, like, your genetic code that you pass to your offspring.
Okay, so if you
Which is different from like non-germline cells, which you could have a baby and they wouldn't get those cells. They wouldn't get that mutation. I think I'm explaining this right. You tell me if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll pretend like I understand.
Right.
Moving on.
And next.
What I want to ask, so I ordered a test from Self Decode, the like Ultimate bundle.
Cool.
Do you know, is that good-ish, or do you have to order extra thing?
It's a specific...
It's a start.
It's a start.
It's good to have, right?
It is
Like,
good to have.
yeah.
Totally. But ECS SNPs are very specific.
Okay. I thought so, yeah.
There's only a few labs in the United States that test them.
Okay. What does that run for, if you don't?
So for my testing, it's only $150.
Sweet.
I'll take 10.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll test
so-
a bunch of people that don't know about it.
So I just have to gather a
saliva.
DNA sample from somebody and give it to you? Is that how that
I'm
works?
spitting a little bottle, and that's all they have to do.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's $150 for the actual test, and then I do a deep dive review.
You just order it, comes to the house, swab.
And then you send it back to the lab. It's a 4-week turnaround.
That's a great gift, actually.
Yeah.
It is.
It's a cool gift.
I'm
It is a
serious. I
super
will take
cool
10.
gift. And you actually like get a total review from the lab, and then if you want me, so the lab, this is what's interesting. all people studying endocannabinoid or cannabis stuff, it's all very cannabis based. Even the endocannabinoid system, all endocannabinoid doctors, endocannabinoid scientists, they're all cannabis based scientists, which is fantastic. These people are doing great out there. But like I've been saying, the endocannabinoid system is much more vast than just cannabis.
Yeah.
So
many things affect it, like light and sound, and
everything affects it. Us just breathing affects it. Our breath affects it. You know. So understanding like the review that the lab gives you, which is going to be a cannabis-based review. They're going to give you a review on basically what cannabinoids work well in your system at what dose. Okay. Me, I take your codes, your SNPs, and then I take it into the whole body dissect.
Cool.
And I go into a much deeper dive of like you know, and I take those along with if we do methylation SNPs or any other ones, and I compare everything because it's not just ECS SNPs that I test. I test methylation pathways. I test, you know, the cell nutrition, like I was saying. So understanding all of those other codes helps me understand the endocannabinoid system much more also.
Okay, I get. So if you get the genetic testing for SNPs, would you know what strain of mushrooms would work best?
I could tell you.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'll take 20 now.
the review from the lab won't, but I can easily.
Excellent.
Cool.
I could
Excellent.
tell you everything that would be good for you. I mean, everything to a T.
Wow.
Okay, that's cool.
I mean, like, yeah, to a complete T. Is how specific.
When you say everything, you mean
Everything.
like what food,
Yep.
what
Drugs, like
drugs.
pharmaceuticals. Yep.
Yep.
what is there anything we're not thinking about that we should ask?
Towards the SNPs, I mean, no. It literally, we could figure it's the deepest dive one could take.
Right. Cool.
Yeah, it's much better than blood tests. It's much, because blood tests are telling you like your levels. The SNPs are telling you your code. This is what you were born with. You didn't create it. This is the thing that everybody gets confused. Like, did I do something to like create this in me? Because a lot of people are suffering, you know? It's like, no, unfortunately, what happened was it was probably, clearly born in you, but something happened.
Something turned them on.
That flipped this on, that made you start experiencing this expression. And it's heavy, you know? Like some of these are like wiping people out. A lot of people can't live with these, with the mutations, and that's why they get onto pharmaceutical drugs or they get into, addictions and things like this, because people just naturally have these codes that are like, you have anxiety, you have depression, you have an inability to digest pharma drugs, you have an inability to digest psychedelics. It's because of enzymes, and it's because of communication. And unless someone knows what's going on inside of them, you're just feeding yourself stuff. And yes, it may work for a very brief moment. It may feel good in the moment, but like long term or the next day or a week later, like endogenously, it's thrown some things off that are going to affect you, and that just is what it is. So yeah, I mean, it's the best discovery people can do, in my opinion.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's dive into this guy. Well, what do we got here? So you have
cool
terps
and some. So I got these. This you keep this.
Okay.
And then these you keep. So I told him that's our number one selling sore muscle salve. It's a world winner for like best CBD salve.
Cool.
Out of Spain in 2019, and then like 5 years previous to that for just like best product.
Nice.
Really amazing product. Great for neuropathy, great for pain, great for headaches, great for just all different types of issues. It's like an organic icy hot. This product actually came to me in a dream. It was because we didn't sell our first crop, like I told you guys. The plant channels through me, so she actually guides me. A lot of my work is actually channeling.
Cool.
Majority of it actually is. And then I go and I study to kind of make sure that what I'm being told is actually real.
Yeah.
Trust it and then verify it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this came to me, and it was a really amazing product. So, anytime you guys want to use that for sore muscles.
Do you have larger amounts that you can?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah,
So like massage and.
Yeah, 2 ounce, 4 ounce we have.
Okay.
We have even like.
Take that to your
bar.
massage therapist and be like, yo, throw this on my neck and back.
Totally. We have like back bar size because we used to have spas. So.
Cool.
Cool.
Okay, so this is.
Let's sniff some terps.
Let's do some terp sniffing. These ones are actually all, except for one of them, they're new. Okay, so I'm still in product development mode. So you guys can give me some
All
feedback.
right, we'll be the lab rats.
Okay. This one right here, it is about a month old because it is one of my samplers, but you're welcome to try it. Here's a alcohol swab. Just like clean the top of it if you want. How you do this, and in my book it explains, each profile is paired with a breathwork of types. So this one is actually paired with the box breath.
Okay.
The chill is paired with the diaphragmatic. The think is paired with the skull. So just depending on which profile, it helps open up certain pathways because our endocannabinoid system is a part of our bronchodilation. It's why we actually bronchodilate is because of our CB1 receptors. When people have under ECS tone, this means they have respiratory issues, asthma, different types of allergies, just respiratory illness issues. When their tone is low, when their tone is high, they just can't catch their breath. They're always short breath, this type of, okay?
Wipe the top of this,
Wipe the top of it. And then I'll give you this one.
and then just
you.
a long inhale, just to.
So you do two, so your right side is sympathetic, your left side is parasympathetic. If you want to gain energy, you actually start with your right nostril and you plug your left and you breathe in for 4 seconds, you hold it for 4, and you breathe out of your mouth for 4. And
Okay,
then
so,
you
so
switch
breathe
it.
in right side if I want energy, left side parasympathetic.
Yep.
Only breathe in left. 4 seconds each, breathe out through mouth.
Yeah, if you want a balanced tone, then you do both nostrils.
Okay. Rave days.
Rave days. I know. That's what I said when she busted them out. Reminds me of the rave days. So parasympathetic was right?
Left.
Left. So breathe through the left if I want to become more parasympathetic.
Yes.
Okay. And then right if I want to be more energized?
Yes, and that one is, what number is that?
This is number 1.
So that's number 1. 1 is going to be definitely good for parasympathetic.
Okay. What am I sniffing?
So that one has large amounts of myrcene. That one's like the heaviest profile or the heaviest
so nice.
compound, and that one is myrcene. It's very sedative. It's very relaxing. It's supposed to just calm tone you, but it also has limonene. It has terpenoline. It has neurolidol.
So this is good for box breathing.
That one's good for box breathing. It's good for breath. That one's been actually proven and tested clinically to kill SARS-CoV.
Wow.
So the profile in that, it has carvacol, thymol, myrcene, and pinene. So carvacol is from oregano. So the reason why oregano is so epic is because of carvacol. No other reason. Same with thyme, thymol. That is why thyme is so fantastic, because of thymol. Myrcene is one of the most amazing terpenes, again, for sedative. People associate that with mangoes. You can find myrcene in mangoes, also cannabis. And then pinene. So pinene is also in there. So those are the 4 main.
That one was pretty strong, pinene.
That one is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one is pretty strong. That one has pinene. It has myrcene. It
Very
has
relaxing.
terpenoline. That one's good for bronchodilation. That one's not really for mood in any way.
Yeah.
It's for respiratory health. It's for congestion. It's for breath.
It does feel like it helps you breathe better.
Yeah, I can feel like this is in my head and I feel relaxed.
Yeah.
And then, that one definitely feels in my lungs.
Yeah, you feel them go to different places.
You
Yeah,
definitely
totally.
It's because that is the receptors.
That's so cool.
So you're triggering receptors in certain spaces and places. Now, the more you fill your belly up, we actually have olfactory receptors in our gut, which most people didn't know. I would say 99% of people don't know that. But we have receptors, olfactory receptors in our gut. This gut-brain access communication system. Whatever we put here, it has to signal down here. It has to signal back up. But we basically have everything down here as we do up here. So we have all of our olfactory receptors that are down here in our gut that's signaling all of the information to receive, because a lot of the terpenes are amazing for gastrointestinal health. Just amazing. Specifically limonene, fantastic. So yeah, it just depends on the terpene profile. Okay, this one is going to be, if I can remember correctly.
This is all being tested still. These aren't open to being. You can't buy these quite yet.
Nope, we will soon. These are the ones that are labeled are
Okay,
all out.
cool.
The ones without the labels are in product development.
And this one,
So that one is more minty. It's high pinene. It's high menthol, which is from menthol. It is very high. Did I say pinene? Limonene, and terpenoline. So this one's very pepperminty, spicy. It has beta-caryophyllene. Beta-caryophyllene is the only terpene that acts as a CB2 agonist out of all the terpenes, which is really great because it boosts our immune system. Phenomenal for immune. So that's that one, and that one's really good for like gut health, GERD.
I definitely feel it like in my stomach.
Yeah, it's focusing on gut.
That's so cool that
Yeah.
because you smell aromatherapy and you're like, that's nice, but this is on a whole different level.
Oh, it's a whole different level.
Yeah.
Well, it's because I have no full plant profile. I'm only working with terpenes. So the concentration levels of them and how they're impacting your body, I like to say is like an IV straight to your brain. Because there's no other processing. It's just like straight goodness straight to you, you know? So that's that one. So these last two, I'm a bit more mindful with just because of the compounds in them. This one is a GABA-driven one, but I only really like people to smell GABA ones that need GABA support. If you smell it and it gets you a bit anxious, you don't need any GABA support.
Let's find
Let's
out.
test it.
Okay.
Let's see. I like taking GABA,
Do you?
so I imagine this would be fine.
Well,
But I
so
like
I become very
Pharma.
chill if I take GABA
It will
for
be-
like a week at a time.
it will be, but this is different impact.
Okay.
It's so strong right away that you may get a little, and then
We're psychonauts.
then
see what
get
happens.
calm. Yeah.
There's only one way to find
There's
out.
only one
There's
way to
only
see.
one way to find out.
How to test it.
Do you feel different in that one in the mind?
I feel stimulated.
Yeah. It's gonna be like that, and then but 5 to 10 minutes you'll calm down.
But I mean, it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Good. Okay.
I don't feel stimulated in a negative way.
In a negative. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm doing it in the right nostril
Good.
for sympathetic
For
stimulation.
sympathetic stimulation. There you go.
Yeah, I feel nice little buzz.
Yeah, that GABA one will actually gets people high. Like people when they smell that, from what that one.
Do you think
and
that's good for like ADHD, or?
The chill is actually better. I've created one for that. So let's go into the profiles I've already created.
So where would the GABA one be most applicable? Like or just specific to you?
Well, I created the GABA one specifically for Parkinson's patients.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I was working with a couple Parkinson's patients, and I was like, oh, this is going to be the blend for them, and it was. So just
Cool.
decided to make it a real one.
Cool.
So I'm just hoping that it would work for more people with Parkinson's patients.
And that helps because there's a struggle with the dopamine production in the GABA.
Yes.
Can you explain that just real briefly?
Yeah, so we have a GABAergic system, basically. Glutamate, dopamine, serotonin, they all play into this system, GABAergic system. When we consume things that are activating it, it makes us feel relaxed. Okay? So that's what we were doing in this process is we're activating our receptors. We're agonizing the receptors, not antagonizing them. We're not shutting them off. We're making them active because they're not naturally getting amplified. So stimulating them helps you have this boost of stimulation, possibly, and then it calms you down because it was like activated you, and then it got you to where you needed to go. You know? So that's what's happening is when you smell anything that's connected to GABA, it's going to be much more stronger than taking something for GABA because, again, you have to process all of those just conversion rates in the liver versus when you smell it, it goes straight to the neural pathway, straight to the receptors. There is no second processing. So you, like, feel it right away.
Yeah, this one definitely works, and I realized this because as you were talking, I was really intently staring at the fibers of this microphone
Yes.
for a good 30 seconds until I realized I'm live
Yeah.
on a podcast, and I need to pay attention.
Yeah, for real. I mean, it really, and what's cool is like we're triggering the ECS without THC or CBD.
Yeah, it felt like a very mild, like it took a very small hit of weed,
Yes.
but for, a couple minutes.
Now, if you could imagine doing a breathwork practice for like 15 minutes with one of those,
Yeah, so
you
cool.
you can get elevated, like uber elevated or uber relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I put people through on the sound bed. Is so like I'll put them through a smell course, basically. I'll give them some CBD, and they pretty much blast off just from smell, cannabinoids, and sound. And you can actually have a psychedelic trip in
Nice.
that.
I'd like to use these in the sauna. That would be nice because
They're
Mm-hmm.
amazing in the sauna.
Yeah.
I actually did a post on that a couple days ago because I took my think in the sauna.
Would you just take like each nostril and then just go in, or would you keep dosing it at a certain time interval, or?
So I wouldn't, I would do it before you go in because I wouldn't bring these inside the
For
sauna.
sure, yeah.
But I would do it before you go in, and then I would do it in intervals, just depending on how long you're going to be there for.
Okay.
Every like 4 to 5 minutes, I would go and take a smell.
Okay.
Yeah, and just do a breath work, not just smell it, but like inhale it for 4-4-4, bring it into your belly, hold it, maybe even a 4-7-8, because again, we're trying to get to the receptors in the gut. We want
Trying to move it into
we're
the
trying
systems.
to move it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The deeper the breath, the more activation we actually get out of it. This one is mostly men's favorite, so it's a roll-on. You can put it like that.
Okay.
This is so it's for cognitive health, it's neurogenesis, it's for mood, it's for memory, it's for all the things that are really wonderful for your brain to be stimulated and happy.
Cool. And you're just kind of smelling it throughout the day?
You are, yeah. So you wear it. So when you wear it topically, actually, this is the second best way to apply terpenes because it's 90 to 100% absorption rate versus it's 100% absorption rate up here.
Okay.
So wherever you apply it, we're applying it right here. This batch of cells is signaling the information to where it needs to go. Okay, that's how topical infusions work. Is like people are like, oh, how does like my pain go away on my knee? When I apply it here, our pain stems from our the action of it stems from our brain. We feel the chemical reaction in our brain. This is where it comes from, even though it comes from it's a signal, So when we put application here, all this is it's signaling our brain to go up. It's not like we put it up on our brain. You know what I'm saying? So the think is so good at cognitive everything. You can put it on the bottom of your feet and have better memory.
Wow.
It's so good for memory. You can do it before tests, and you can recall whatever you studied because of its connection. It's kind of like, I don't know if you guys have ever heard, if you want to remember anything, you have to do the same practice at the beginning of the test as you are studying. Have you guys heard of that?
No.
So if you want to remember anything, you have to say you smoke going
like a
into
ritual.
Yeah, it's like a ritualistic thing. So you say you smoke before a course or a test, you got to smoke again to remember what you studied during that time.
Yeah, you can only remember stuff
Yeah.
when you're high if you're high again.
Yeah,
Yes, that I remember.
yeah. So
That I recall.
So yeah.
It's like split personality.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So the thing's great for cognitive use. This one's for, this one has the roller on it. This one is good for nervous system. So I built this one specifically for people that have anxiety, have sweaty palms, have ADHD. The chill one is really, really amazing for nervous system. And that one's paired with a 4-7-8 breath work to really help. And it's for 10 minutes is what I advise, because then it really gets you calm. People can go to bed very easily with that one too.
Nice.
So
My brain feels crazy.
Yeah.
With all these
You
smells,
should be
we're
feeling
we're going
kind of a
up
lot.
and down and up
Yeah,
and down.
you-
We got a million terpenes going on.
love
I don't know
it.
if
I
I'm
know, it's-
hyped, if I'm tired. I don't know what's going on.
I usually have coffee to smell
between,
in between
Oh, yeah.
each one, because then it clears the profile. You're like, okay, I can smell things again. Are you guys want to keep going? Or
Yeah.
Oh, let's
Okay,
party.
all right.
Yeah, we're ready.
No stopping this train now.
Okay, so this one's peppermint. It's kind of like the mint one, but a completely different profile. This one really is for, we designed it for gut health specifically.
When you get these, do you have the protocols of breathing with it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, they're like, you can just, yeah, it'll just be on the box or
Well, we have it
in the
like,
manual.
yeah, we have it in here, and then we have it in like little cards that we sell.
Oh, cool, nice.
Little handheld cards.
I like that. It's Christmassy.
Yeah, it is nice. And then this one actually is the one that the gentleman. This is the cancer one. So it's citrus. The guy that smelled for 4 months. That's the blend that he smelled for 4 months and beat the cancer.
Wow.
Wow.
Actually, multiple people have, but his was the quickest. 4 months was pretty quick.
And what is the profile of this?
Well, the biggest profile in there is limonene.
Limonene.
We have limonene, beta-caryophyllene, linalols. So each profile has like 40 terpenes.
Wow.
We only list 5, and that's because people are thieves, and they like to steal IP. So
For sure, yeah.
And we've had our IP stolen countless times.
Yeah.
So we got smarter with this next round of business, and we're like, oh, we're only going to put 5 ingredients. So, yeah. What's interesting is a lot of them have similar compounds. It's just at what ratio.
Yes.
You know, like the chill has linalool, and so does the breathe. But the breathe, linalool is like number 35. It's number 5 on this, you know, so you're going to get a different impact. It's going to be stronger impacted. It's going to also smell stronger, you know? So it just depends on what it's for. And I go in with no plan when I develop products, and it's all channeled through me.
Cool.
All of it.
So I know you have one more thing,
No,
and
go
we're
for it.
close to ending time, but I wanted to ask this question. You were saying that the ECS, like the name endocannabinoid system, maybe is not the most accurate because it really only just, it pigeonholes it into cannabinoids, but really it's every plant. If you could rename the ECS, what would you rename it?
Electrical signaling communication system.
That's a much better name.
Electrical signaling communication. Yeah?
Yeah.
ESC
Yeah.
instead of ECS?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, because it's our main communication signal system. It's electric.
Boogie woogie woogie?
Boogie woogie woogie. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So that's what it should be called. We got duped, but you know, there's been a lot of time that they could have changed the name of the system also, and it could have totally been named something different. And they've kept it for what it is because there's propaganda based behind it.
Yeah.
You
Totally.
know, I mean they
And there's reasons to not cure people, and
period.
Big Pharma doesn't want to do that.
They don't know, and this system would. Everybody could dial in if they knew this system. I'm confident that, and even the doctor that discovered the system, Dr. Raphael, he even said, if anybody knows about this system, you know how to help yourself. You basically know how to cure yourself.
Wow.
It's because this system is it's our answer. I don't even know how else to say anything. It is our answer to people wanting to figure out their health.
Right.
Yeah.
Has Brian Johnson been doing anything with this? Because he's obsessed with all things
He doesn't even know.
longevity. Yeah, I'm like, he has never even talked about this.
No,
it seems like
no
this is a
people don't
big
know.
blind spot for the guy.
Well, I mean, I think it's a blind spot for a lot
For
of
everybody.
everybody's because
But he's
you know,
spending millions of dollars to figure it out. I'm like, you
Yeah.
could probably come talk to DaniFontaine.
easy. I go around and I speak to neuroscientists and
Yeah.
doctors and oncologists, and I teach people this stuff. You know, it's
She needs to go on Huberman.
Yeah, I was thinking, as she was talking, I was like, I'd love to see her and Huberman.
totally. I mean,
It
I
would
think
blow people's fucking minds.
I think there's a lot of decoding that could totally be done because it's a lot of what people are talking about, but there's no language to it.
Right.
And I have the exact language to it. I actually have the exact codes, you know, and that's just, I'm not the only one. You could totally research it yourself. It's just, I've seen it in people, and so I've also seen it in lab setting, and so I've really come up with a good understanding of like what the system actually is versus what they teach us and what they want us to believe and what they feel like they say that only cannabis tends to it. It is like a lock and key. I'm not going to disregard that, but it's definitely not the only thing. I mean, absolutely. I mean, every psychedelic interacts with the system. It's the 5-HT. This is a part of our endocannabinoid system receptors.
Really? Yeah.
They tell you it's your serotonin, but what family is it a part of? Do you get what I'm saying? They're not letting us know the depths of this. information. They cut it off and they say, oh, this is what it is. And people are like, oh, that's what it is. Like, how else would it be? Clearly the doctor says it's this way. So, like, we have to believe it that way. And that's just, I didn't take any of that advice. I was like, none of this shit makes sense. What are you guys are telling me doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense. And so I had to figure it out myself. And fortunately, a lot of children and adults helped me figure it out, you know, just by testing them, trialing. I didn't have tools to test and dial in until 2 years ago. It was all pendulum driven before that, literally.
Wow.
Energy and pendulum. I was just like doing Reiki.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Crazy.
it's literally.
I'm afraid to ask this question because I'm afraid she's going to tell us it's a bad idea. So me and Tony next week are going to this place called Elusis Mind. And so Dr. Andrew Gallimore did all these studies at Imperial College where he figured out a way to take NN-DMT that's endogenous in the body and create it in an extended state by using an infusion. So we're some of the first guinea pigs open to the public where we're going to go out there. And so I guess a couple questions is, what do you think about that system in general, the NN-DMT being in our bodies and being endogenous and its potential purpose, but protocols of us preparing to potentially receive being in that extended state? And these seem like perfect fucking tools to be able to get our, you know, to be able to do the box breath, regulate our nervous system, or regulate our system, not our nervous system, but the whole system, right? And to be able to also even just integrate afterwards. So I'm curious about both those things.
So
She's like, that's a horrible idea.
I just wouldn't. I unless I knew
Your
how.
snips?
Yeah.
Well, we'll let you know.
You'll let me know, because you'll know then if you had any SNPs that would be in not favor for you, it would ultimately mean that that extended version would be even more extended.
Yeah, your sensitivity, right?
Yeah.
The fact that you take a much longer time to enzymatically digest what you just consumed.
Got it.
Because from an outside source, it has to be an on-demand. Like, you really have to have the power to on-demand. ATP is like your buddy at that point to on-demand your endogenous capabilities. And if you don't, we don't know which way it's going to go. That's all. And it could be
Meaning
in the
you
moment.
process it faster, or it just really extends?
It really extends.
Yeah.
And then with that little level of extension could potentially impact other processes. Okay? So like the thing is like when we take anything that is playing with anything that we put inside of us that's not endogenous, we are playing with the fact that, again, we're either shutting things off or turning things on. Until we understood what we were turning things off and turning things on, I would just feel, well, it could be, not that it's bad, it just would be a better experience or not as heavy of an experience. I don't believe in good and bad. Like I said, I believe in coherence or out of coherence.
Yeah.
This place of good and bad is like, well, depends on you, your experience. You know, I don't feel like there's any good or bad. But we would see results in your body within 2 weeks if it was beneficial for you or not. Just endogenous processes, like do you wake up feeling more amplified? Do you feel like your pathways got impacted in a positive way? Or do you feel more shut down after the main experience? Because if 2 weeks afterwards you feel slowed down, probably not something you'd want to do again. Because it impacted your other processings and your other pathways in a more negative process way, because it's actually put you down, you know, versus stabilized you up. Unless that was your goal, unless you are super, super sympathetic and you did want to calm down a little bit, you know? Again, every person, it's so different per person.
Well, it'll be cool once we get our SNPs tested for any other ceremony or anything we end up going to do, or even creating different, like trying different strains of mushrooms and all that.
Yeah, and it actually helps you understand how to prepare for medicine journeys too, so that your body's in a good state to receive the medicine, and that afterwards it's actually integrated and you're not just surpassing all of these processes that that are being surpassed because your body is not able to digest the compounds.
And then you know which forest to bathe in while on the mushrooms.
Exactly.
The right mushrooms.
Yeah, period. 100%.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great summer.
And then you amplify the mushroom journeys with the smells.
Yeah, excellent.
Triple whammy.
You actually like guide them with the smells. That's how I guide people when I do mushroom journeys on them.
Yeah.
I guide them with smell.
Yeah, I was thinking that would be a super cool way.
It is.
To manipulate the psychedelic
Pathways.
trip essentially.
It is.
Come up, come down.
Totally.
Yeah.
Direct
So cool.
it different ways.
Yeah, and
Feel
I imagine
different
when you're like
things.
deep in the visuals or in a completely different space, sound has a huge impact,
Yes,
but
it does.
smell is like an immediate.
Yeah.
Like you can change the entire environment.
Well, yeah, like when you're in a ceremony,
Visually, it would
visually change.
Yes,
Yeah,
it would
everything
visually
would change.
that
completely.
tobacco hits your nose, and you're like, whoa, like you get very deep feelings that come up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you smell that tobacco in the air. Like when we were doing that mushroom MDMA ceremony, when lit that tobacco, you're like, whoa, like immediate different visions and feelings. You're like, oh, here we go.
Yeah, and your olfactory, I think, is one of the only senses that's still active when you're asleep and unconscious, isn't it?
It's the olfactory system is so important. Yes, it's constant all the time. It will never stop. It is our memory bank. It is what holds. People say that this is the last thing. One of the last things I say. People think, and a lot of people talk about fascia. I'm sure you guys have heard about fascia and fascia maneuvers and all this bullshit.
Every massage therapist is pissed right now.
Yeah, seriously, it's all bullshit. Ultimately, in a way, it is. People say we store memories in the body. Let me just make it clear: we don't store memories in the body. We store chemical signatures in the body. Memories do not store. We would implode. We would literally implode if we store more than 2 memories in our body. The chemical signature, though, we have trillions of cells to store. The memory is held in the field.
I totally,
like
that totally makes sense. Yeah.
It's like a tag, like an air tag. Chemical messenger pulls up the memory pulls up the chemical messenger. Works both ways. So if something triggers, it pulls the memory. The memory pulls the signature. This is how we feel pain and have stagnicity and have aches and have all, is because the emotional chemical signature is stagnant. It's not that the memory is stagnant. Well, it is out in the field, but in our body, physically, it's chemical signatures that are messing with us. And, I don't know where I was going with the fascia, but, yeah, that's one of the things. Oh, the memory with the fascia. When we tag memories, we can work with smell to bring the memories to surface, essentially, and then we can work those memories and that stagnation out. So
You're like library card. You're like, pull this.
that's exactly what it is.
Work on it, and then I can put it back, edit it, or whatever.
Yeah, clear it. Essentially, that's the goal, is just to clear them.
Wow.
I
You blew our minds.
Yeah,
You got one more thing?
I have one more thing.
Go for it.
But I don't remember what it is.
Great. Podcast host of the year.
There's one more thing. I need some more olfactory memory boosts. There was something else.
Tell us where people can find you while Brent thinks of his thing.
Yeah, so I have a couple websites, naturesroot.com, betteraromatherapy.com, and then my private practice where you can get the SNP tests at mainspringwellcenter.com.
And where are you located? Are you here in Austin?
No, I'm in Denver. Well, Boulder right now. I'm hopefully going to be moving to Arizona this summer, but I'm in Boulder right now. I've been in Boulder for many, many years. I'm a native there, so.
Why Arizona?
Arizona, because we moved our manufacturing to Arizona last year. Colorado laws are getting harder and harder to keep manufacturing to where we can actually profit.
Oh, interesting.
And so Arizona is very friendly to businesses and manufacturing, cannabis manufacturing. And so our facility is half cannabis and then also half not cannabis. So we have to be in a space that allows both type of licenses, and Arizona is very friendly.
Nice.
Okay, before we end,
you
we'll
think of
give you your gift.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
We think you'll like it. It will match your shirt.
Ooh, wonderful.
Oh, we also got you a bag of oranges.
Ooh,
That's not part of your gift, but it is now.
You get to pick your color.
fun.
These are mushroom sauna hats.
Oh my God, no way.
I know, pretty brilliant, right?
fucking genius, actually.
That's what I'm saying.
So this is what just so you know, I'm right now developing sauna, like little, they're like little things that you stick on a sauna hat full of essential oil.
Oh my!
We need a
terps.
collaboration.
Yes, seriously.
Terp hats.
Yeah, we're right now developing it with our logo on this little silver little thing you put on
gosh.
a sauna hat, and it pins on, and you just smell the terps while you're in the sauna.
That's
This
perfect.
is I sense a collaboration
oh my
happening.
god, genius.
You could have.
You get all three.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get all three. You don't have to pick.
Take one out, though. Check it out.
Fun. I'm seriously gonna show you guys when I get home. Oh my god, this is so exciting. I was literally looking at sauna hats the other day. I was like,
Yeah, they're all goofy.
this is
These are
adorable.
high quality, 100% wool.
Oh my god, those are amazing.
Yes, try it on. Oh yeah. Well, it's perfect on you.
Yeah. And as they get worn in a little more, all the creases will go out,
sure.
and they just look so much
So we
better.
would snip a little thing right here, and you would just
Oh, I love that.
smell the terps.
That's so cool.
You snip for your snips.
Yep.
Sniff your snips.
You sniff
your snips away.
Yep. Yeah.
There we go.
Yes. Yes.
Awesome. Well, this was the best.
Yeah, you've opened my eyes so much to like human physiology. So many more things I want to go down the rabbit hole on. I see why people want to talk to you for 4 or 5 hours at a time.
We could
'cause
talk for 6 hours.
This was over 2 hours, and I still have 100 more questions.
Yeah, I feel like we just warmed up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
come back
I
for
really do
episode
too.
2.
Cool.
And we'll run it again. But thank you.
Yeah, maybe
so
we'll come
much.
to Arizona and check out what you got going on out
You
there.
totally are welcome to come see everything. And I
Yeah.
mean, Colorado has all of our growing. So like if you
Yeah.
want to see growth, or Colombia, we could go to Colombia.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
go to
We
Colombia.
also want to develop a product, but we want it to be health focused as well, not just like something that's a fun experience, but just it can be both.
Well, then we should talk about that with receptors, because
Mm-hmm.
we can dial it in with receptors and mushrooms too, very easily. I mean, yeah, receptor health is the new wave. It's not a new wave, it's an old wave, but it's how we should all be looking at health moving forward in this new light of just paradigm shifting. Everybody should be looking into SNPs. Everybody should be looking into personalized medicine. This is like how we should be approaching things, so that we're not just guessing, because each one of us are so unique
Right.
and so different and so special, and it should be tended to as such.
Last thing. What are your thoughts on Kana?
On what?
Kana?
Kana.
It's
It's a South African root.
I was about to say.
It's like an empathogen.
They call it nature's MDMA.
I don't
Do
know.
you know much about
I
it?
don't know much about it. The name rings a bell, but I do not know much about Kana.
Oh, good. Just curious.
Yeah. No, I don't know too much about it, but I will do research.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I love.
You're the best at the research.
I love.
so.
Oh yeah, now I remember my question. Channeling. I'm always curious. Like, how did you begin? And then, like, what was we got time.
Yeah.
And how do you tap in to be able to channel?
So channeling actually happened very foreignly to me, because I was raised in a Christian, family, and that was very foreign to the teachings. Is like listening to God. But when these information started coming through, I was like, what the fuck is going on? It came to when we first planted our field, I started getting these dreams that were like kind of relaying into opportunities. So it would be like a dream of like, okay, you need to go plant seed here. Then the doors would open, and we would go to the country to go and plant the seed. So it started off like that, like very kind of opportunity driven. Then it became down into information. When I would look at someone, which I can still do to this day, look at them, I know exactly what they need. Like, pretty much exactly what they need. Whatever's wrong with them, it just comes to me, and I just can understand what the person needs, how to tend to them. And it was all information as to, okay, this person needs this dose, this person needs this plant, this person needs this type of, input, whether it be light or sound or smell, whatever it is. It feels like it's your thought, but it's too extravagant or extreme of a thought to really be yours, because you don't have the knowledge to put it together.
Yeah.
So when it comes to you, you're like, interesting. Then that gets the wheels turning for me, and then it makes me do research, you know? So I'll be told the information, and I'm like, oh, that's very interesting. And then it'll either present itself into a life situation where I have to tend to a person or someone like that, and they'll be brought to me, or I have to go and study it for someone that needs it. And it's all driven towards people that are sick. Like, so every person, like most people come to me, they're dying, most of them. I just recently started getting people because of podcasts and stuff that are not dying because they just want to be healthy.
The optimization crew?
Yeah, the optimization biohackers, great and everything, but like I really prefer sick people. They are much easier to work with, and they actually want to apply what they're being told. People that are out here in the biohacking optimization realm, they just want to gather information, and it's just overconsumption. They just want to consume because they're consumers.
The next thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But people that are actually sick and dying, they're like, oh my God, I will totally take your information and I'll tell you what to do, whatever you tell me to do. And those are the people I like to work with because we see results versus people doing a million other things. And you're like, what's actually working for you? You know?
They're all in.
They're exactly. But it came to me that way. And the first channeling for someone that was dying was someone that was home on hospice, got sent home on hospice, stage 4. The tumors had spread up and down her spine, all in her brain, lungs. She was like 35 at the time. This was in 2009. And the plant just told me like to a T exactly what to do.
Wow.
How to give it to her, how much to give to her, breaks, when to not give it to her. And she's alive to this day. You know, in remission, she never had any issues after that. So just like weird bits of information. I like to receive information by keeping a clear vessel.
Yeah.
What I mean by that is I take care of myself. I attune my body. I eat what I need to eat properly. I do fasts. You know, I go into the sunlight. I keep my vessel as optimally receptive to be able to receive the messages as in clear form as I can. Otherwise, I feel like if I'm not clear, maybe it's my mind telling me these things, and maybe my mind is not. It's just assuming, you know, versus it actually being a message. And I'm like, oh, that's what I need to do, you know?
Ego.
But this many years into it, I know now kind of what is me, when it's coming, how to tune it, how to call it in. But this is like 18 years of practice. And I did Reiki and studied Reiki for 8 years to fine-tune the channeling. And so I, in that, received different types of attunement. I do different types of coding inside my mouth on top of my tongue when I do different types of channeling. So like you do a geometric shape, essentially, like a code on the top of your palate up there. And this is like calling in to the inner self, the code. So then when you call the code, it opens up the spectrum and things keep going. And, you know, so there's certain things that you can do to like bring in receptivity. But ultimately at the end of the day, it's just being a clear vessel. And I've never steered off of what I do. That's why I am the best at what I do. So I would just tell people, stay focused, you know, stop skipping around so much. Like too many people are involved in too many things. Like, don't do that. If you want to get good at something, dial in, you know, and stay focused and be the best at what you can be at that point, because we all came here to have this beautiful gifts displayed, and everybody's got wrapped up in everybody else's gifts. You know, if they just figured out what they were best at, it would be so much more easier out here in the world. Everybody's trying to be everybody else. I love being me. It's like no one else is like me, you know. That's why I like me so much. It's like, you know, it took me a while to get there, though, because I thought I was very odd for a very long time. I was like, oh, she's fucking crazy.
And if
but
you kept
really,
bouncing around, you would never have figured out what you figured out.
I would have never. No, and the plant kept me just kept bringing opportunities and people and like just sick and dying people and places that I needed to plant cannabis across the world. I mean, we opened up 5 countries, you know, just with legalities, just going and helping them grow for the first time ever.
Wow.
So it's been impactful and it's been fun. And I'm happy to be in this vessel this life. Like, I really enjoy being a Dani. She's got a good vessel.
We enjoyed Dani being Dani.
Yeah. I enjoy you guys being you. So perfect.
Awesome.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you, Dani.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the hats.
Yes,
Absolutely.
I'm totally going to share them too.
please do.
They're amazing. Thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you for coming. And we look forward to the two fun guys, Dani, better aromatherapy
Totally.
collaboration with
Totally.
Sniff Your Snips Away.
Totally. 100% sniff those snips away.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Dani.
Thank you guys.
You're the best.